I'm just observing everyone attack Broly.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it's wrong. You know.
Why?
They shouldn't gain.
He was a
him.
fuck nigga in this movie. He was the worst.
My favorite one is when he turns into mud.
Why? Wait,
I
why?
hated
I was
that.
gonna say no. Okay.
Bio Broly, get out of here.
Horrible,
Have you seen
horrible.
Bio Broly?
I haven't. No.
It's horrible.
You don't want to watch it anyway. It's pretty whack.
I actually didn't watch it because of your guys' review on the podcast about it.
Oh.
When it came out.
Oh no, you're talking about the superhero movie. You should watch the new Broly. If you haven't seen the newest Broly movie, you should 100%
Okay.
watch that. But that movie is it's like 30 minutes of talking, and then once they start fighting, they do not stop until the movie's over. The Broly movie is really good. That's like peak Dragon Ball Z right there. And then they fucked it up with superhero.
But speaking of movies, before we play the intro, let's talk about Deadpool.
You want to talk about it before we get into the podcast?
Before we get into the podcast, because you'll be happy about this, Mario, if you still listen. We're not gonna give any spoilers. Okay, this is a spoiler-free episode.
We really don't spoil shit. Mario just be on. He just be talking shit, bro. We were in early in the morning. He was pissing me off because he was Well, what does that go to? What does that go to?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but there you go.
There we go.
Oh my Jesus Christ! It's like I saw the Lord. He was pissing me off this yesterday morning because he was showing me this guy named Harry Mack, who's like a freestyler. And I was like, what this guy does is cool, but I want you guys to understand he does not come up with this stuff off the top of his head. He has a lot of this pre-written and pre-recorded, ready to go.
Pre-practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then-
I'm sure it's off the cuff.
See,
I'm sure.
the shit Mario's doing.
You
is
see,
pissing me off.
you can't give people their credit when they're just naturally talented.
There's no fucking.
So it's just too good. It's too
It's
good.
too clean. Every word he rhymed with was too perfect. That went with the last. You're telling me he came up with the cadence So you're telling me
What's his name?
His name is Harry Mack.
Go ahead.
He came up with the cadence. He came up with the beat, and he came up with all these rhyming words.
Oh yeah. Oh, this guy's famous on social media.
Yeah, he is. He is, and I'm not discrediting what he does because what he does is still really hard to do. But to tell me that he comes up with all this stuff off the top of his head, right then and there, that he plays the beat and he just comes up with it on top of it. I'm like, if he does that, he's the greatest rapper of all fucking time. But
And he is.
But I'm calling.
And he is.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
I have a good comparison. When I was growing up, I thought comedians went up there and just talked.
Listen,
I didn't know that they had like a set. Of jokes that they repeat and practice and get right before it's time to perform.
I told them because they're really into EDM. I was like, "That's you guys believing that this guy freestyles everything on top of his head is like me believing those EDM DJs are actually doing something. When they press the button, they're not doing shit. They play the little set list and they're just up there getting the crowd hype while their set plays in the background. They ain't doing shit. And this guy, listen, what he does is." He has like pre-written bars, and what he's really good at is the words they give him. He can interject them into the thing he already has pre-written. So, and I said the way you can tell is he will rap for a little bit, and then when he's starting to get to what he needs to rap, he'll find a way to interject that word into his rap. He already has something written though.
So
Mad
Libs. I don't. Okay, yeah. So those if it's not making sense. So this guy's famous for social media for going on those
Omegle,
random chat Omegle. Thank you,
Yeah.
Omegle. Yeah, I was struggling with that. Omegle chat rooms, which is random chat rooms where you get popped up with folks. A lot of times you're gonna see some stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah, dicks.
Have you seen the Kermit the Frog ones yet?
Oh yeah,
When he gets the zucchini.
Yeah, dude, it's the funniest shit. Like the chick was like, "I love you, Kermit," and he goes, "Oh yeah." She's like,
I haven't seen that.
You've never seen the.
That's good.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna flood the chat.
Please do.
Yeah.
That's
Please
good.
do.
That's really funny.
This is what Marquise. We're getting off topic, but I have to share. This is what Marquise sent where she's like, I didn't want to see your pickle or something like that. He's like, yeah.
Oh no, she said, why did you show me that? He's like, well, you said you love me, so yeah, but not to see you. Yeah. Anyways,
Harry Mack. So he'll go on these Omegle chat rooms and he'll say, give me 3 words.
Yeah.
So what Marquise is saying, is that possible? Yeah, actually, it's highly probable. It's probably exactly he's very good at
No.
at what?
That's not what I'm saying. Oh, well, go ahead.
No.
I'm sorry,
The Mad Lib where he has his raps written down, but he can interject those 3 words into the raps, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's great."
Yes, you're telling me he never heard this beat before that he's about to play.
Yeah,
and he's just like, I'm like. And he was like, yeah, he's just really good at it, and the rappers you listen to are just not as good. I was like, see, now you're trying to piss me off, and I'm not gonna let you do it. You just don't. I said, listen, if you believe every I was like, this guy's doing a magic trick, and you're falling for it because you don't understand.
It's a good way to put it.
You don't understand how he's doing it, and that's fine. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. If he was able to really do that, he's the greatest nigga to ever touch a microphone and rap. And I keep telling him, I'm not downplaying what he's doing,
right?
Because what he's doing is still really hard to do. I'm just saying there's a trick to it. I even asked Treasy. I asked Treasy unwarranted. I said, Treasy, have you seen this guy? He said, oh yeah, I see. I was like, do you think he comes up with this all the top of the head right away? He said, fuck no. He said, fuck no. There's no way. And I said, that's exactly what I said. That's all. Because what started the argument was, he was on a podcast, and the guy on the podcast is saying, "Oh, I want you to talk about you're gonna meet, you're single, you're gonna meet a girl at a museum, and blah 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 blah." And he said, and then he plays the beat, and he just starts rapping super like it's like a full on song. I'm like, you guys are. He came up with that all on the spot. Come on.
You think so? So you think the podcast? You think that they were in cahoots?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. 1,000%.
Because then it gives them a great clip.
Yes, it gives. Thank you. Yes,
it gives them an amazing clip.
And there's nothing wrong with that because what he does, the way he does it, it's still really impressive, and it makes it seem like he's doing a freestyle, but he's really not.
All right. Well, you took up the Deadpool time, so we'll
mission accomplished.
Fuck you, Mario.
What you say? It's that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all.
Treasy made this at the top of his head.
This place and you'll never see us fall. Time to smack you in the face with that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all. Yeah, we back in this place and you'll never see us fall. Time to smack you in the face with that random go, y'all.
You are listening to the Random Gold, the Golden Podcast that sees gold.
Incoming.
Keys and King.
We're back.
We're back. We
all went to the theater as a group. We saw the biggest movie of the year easily. I think it's definitely going to be Dune 2.
You think money-wise it's going to be Dune 2?
I think so.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think the only movie it won't beat is Inside Out 2. It's not. I don't think it's going to be Inside Out 2.
Oh, I see.
But
is Inside Out 2 number 1 right now for the year? I wouldn't be surprised.
They said it's the second highest animated movie of all time. Beat the Mario Brothers. Yeah.
That's nuts. Dude.
It's crazy because I thought Inside Out 1 was okay.
I thought it was okay.
It wasn't like a bad movie, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
They
made better animated films.
They said it's already at 100 million.
Inside Out did a good job of building a cult following after it came out. A lot of people watched that movie when it was on streaming, so like the sequel was probably made a bunch of money.
Why all the Pixar movies that I like? Well, what was it? Coco. I don't feel like gets talked about enough. That movie.
It's racism against Mexicans. They don't want us in the spotlight.
That movie made me boo-hoo cry, man. And you know how hard that is to do?
Spoilers. When the grandma becomes a picture, you're like, oh.
That wasn't it. It was when the we can spoil this movie. Fuck you, Mario.
I've seen this film.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
When because the grandma doesn't make a face, she's just whatever. Yeah. When he starts playing the "Remember Me" song, and then her face starts like, dude, I'm gripping the seat, trying not to cry. It wasn't. There's nothing I could do. Dude,
wow,
it's such a good movie. Anyways, we went and saw
Deadpool.
I think it'll be one of the biggest movies of the year. So I think maybe we'll come in second. Deadpool and the Wolverine.
Out of the theater, you gave it a 7.5,
and I still
stick with
that.
it. Okay,
I stand by that. There's gonna be, for me, no spoilers. We're gonna try to do no spoilers in this movie.
I wonder if these screenshots are gonna piss off.
No, I don't think so. I think how much you're going to enjoy this movie is how much you value the interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine, right? If that's all you care about is the interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine and a couple cameos, you're gonna really like this will be like a 10 out of 10 movie. If you care about like story, it really falls short.
This doesn't push the cinematic universe, right?
I don't think it's gonna help the MCU in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
I don't see it.
This movie was trying to make sure it was a success.
Yes. Yeah. That's the story is it's all about it's like it's what did I put?
My issue with the movie was like it's a little too meta and it breaks the fourth wall too much, in my opinion.
It did start getting annoying at some point. I was saying the Ryan Reynolds dialogue, while it's funny for I would say 70 to 75% of the movie, there's another chunk of the movie where I'm like, dude, like, can we like move this along? I know you're trying to be funny, but like, can we just move it along? But also the story relies too much on like coincidences and like like coincidences and convenience. And I just wish the story was just a little better. I feel like the other two movies had better stories. That's why I said I put it in. I have it 1, 2, 3.
2, and 3.
Because I feel like this one is,
as far as ranking the films.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna sound crazy, but I think this is the weakest one out of the 3 because the story is so all over the place.
Yeah.
The villain is so dumb. Like I don't, you know what I mean? And don't take this away like I didn't enjoy the movie. I was laughing my ass off in this movie. I had fun in the movie. Also, and this one might be a little bit more of a spicy take. I think the action, they need a better action coordinator. They need a better person. Like besides the beginning intro, a lot of the action it feels really samey. Like you see, like I've seen this before. All they do is they're chopping guys' arms off, chopping their heads off, and it's like it's cool in the moment, but it doesn't really stay with you. Like if you've seen John Wick, like when John Wick is like going through a whole nightclub, that shit sticks in your brain.
It does.
Or like when there's an overhead view and he's fucking shooting guys with a fire shotgun, shit like
or
that.
the cave scene.
Dude,
I love the cave scene, man.
Dude. Or like when he's shooting fucking what's his name from the top, just like, little shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? I just think they just need like a better, like
just take a different direction.
Like the action was cool. Like I liked the fight scenes between him and Logan. They were cool, but like they just.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah, I just think they need to they rely too much on violence and gore.
And gore.
But besides like doing stuff that looks cool.
Yeah, my take on the movie was like it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's a dumbass movie.
It's dumb.
It's a dumbass movie, dude.
That's what
like,
it is.
Yeah.
Like it's really like it's really light and like hangs on the levity. But I also agree with you that like the action doesn't. There were no like kills or anything that like really stuck
stood out. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he stabbed him in the wiener.
Yeah.
Like like, oh, he stabbed him in the butt.
And I'm pretty sure they've done that before. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear they've done that before.
Yeah, there's some cool parts that we'll talk about after the pod, but like I hate to bring it up, but like that's one thing that I thought the Acolyte did well was try to have their kills be
like mean something.
Not just mean
be
something.
Distinctive?
Be distinctive, exactly. Not to look different than what you've seen before. And that's one thing I enjoyed about it. But like back to this, the cameos are crazy. There's one cameo that blew the theater up because you think it's one thing and then it's another.
Yeah. I've been super tight-lipped about it because I want, like, especially Javi and Adrian, because we're big fans of it. I want them to see that cameo.
Yeah.
Fucking Drew has never seen them.
Yeah.
Can't even talk. I can't even press. I can't even press them because it'll spoil it. I can't even press them. Listen, overall, and if you give it a higher score, that's totally fine because it all depends on what stock you put in when you go in to see a movie. Like if you don't care about story and all this stuff, and you just want to see Deadpool and Wolverine, this is gonna be the greatest movie you've ever seen.
Right.
when I watch movies, I can't. It's hard for me to turn my brain off, and I'm just like, well, that's stupid. Well, this is dumb.
Right.
Oh, well, how convenient is that? That's how my brain is when I'm watching stuff,
Right.
and it's hard for me to shut it off.
I saw a poll on social media that said, like, would you have preferred, like, what this was, like a fourth wall breaking, like, fun Looney Tunesy movie, or a more grounded movie like what Logan was? And like for me, I like a more grounded movie. Like,
me too.
But like this, I feel like this didn't. I think like this was the right way to bring Wolverine into the universe.
I think so too.
And I think they did a good job. Hugh Jackman. One part I didn't like about the movie, if I don't consider this a spoiler, but I don't think Hugh Jackman talks enough.
Really? You didn't think so?
I didn't think so. I think it might be just because Ryan Reynolds is like, I'll be honest, him as an actor, I think he's too attention seeking, man. I think he's like one of those people that needs the attention on them.
I could see that.
And like, I don't like him that much, to be honest.
Wait, you don't?
I don't like Ryan Reynolds that much.
Yeah, I don't either. But he definitely plays Deadpool well.
Yes.
I didn't care for him in Pikachu. Hey, you Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, whatever.
What about Waiting?
Waiting? I never seen that.
He's
Was
funny
that
in
good?
Waiting.
Was that
And he's funny in what's that one movie where he's like really fat at the beginning? It's a holiday movie.
Really fat.
Jingle the Bells?
I got it.
No,
Ryan.
no.
It's
The
a classic.
The
It's
Proposal?
actually no. Ryan
don't know.
Reynolds.
So you like Ryan Reynolds?
I don't dislike him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't dislike him.
Tristan.
I think he's a one-trick pony. Like he can
Definitely.
only.
He's one character.
Yeah, he's one character, and there's actors that are like that. The Rock is that. Vin Diesel is that. Tyrese, he's that. I mean, there's just some actors that they
Pretty much
just,
every Fast and Furious.
they have their shtick. You know what I mean? They.
Just Friends.
I never saw that movie.
That's
think
it's
I
a funny
saw it.
movie. It's a funny movie.
I think.
Oh,
Oh yeah. That
who's
was
he
actually
star-
kind of funny.
who's he starring with in that?
Let me show you.
Because I'm thinking of the one with Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy. But
No, I could see why.
that's Just Married that I'm thinking
Yes.
of. Just Friends. Oh, I never saw that movie.
Never?
I used to really like that chick. I don't know what it was, but like
Yeah.
she was in The Butterfly Effect. She was in Crank. I really liked that chick for a while. I had a crush on her. I don't know why.
Her name is Amy Smart.
Yeah, she doesn't do movies anymore.
Because she's smart. I was gonna ask you. I felt like he had appropriate amount of dialogue.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna compare the two, yeah, Ryan Reynolds is gonna be substantially more
Yeah.
dialogue than Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I took
And
it
that's
as
part
like,
of Wolverine's shtick too. Is he's supposed to
Be- yeah.
he's
Fuck off.
yeah.
Yeah.
He says more with his face when he's drinking. He just,
Yeah. I thought the Wolverine was good, man. I thought they really. There are parts where I was watching it and I was like, oh, I've seen that in a comic book panel, like the exact image.
Cool.
And like I thought that was really cool. There was two that I can distinctly remember where I was like, oh, that's from this and that's from this. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I thought that was cool.
Nice to paying homage.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I saw that there was a Jimmy Kimmel with these guys. And
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't aware. So because that that their first title was leaked, that they had to change the name.
Because people hated it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It
So the first title was Deadpool and Friend.
Deadpool and Friend. And
That's a lame title, man.
I think it's kind of funny.
It is.
But I prefer the one we got now. Yeah, but yeah, it was supposed to be Deadpool and Friend, and whatever. We would have watched it either way.
Good God, dude.
That's hilarious.
It looks better. It's better than Deadpool Wolverine. I prefer that. But again, it's a good summer movie. Will I watch it again? Maybe, but if I did, it'll have diminishing returns because you already know everything that's gonna happen, and it's not gonna feel the same.
Yeah,
know
you
what
beat
I
me
mean?
to it. You beat me. I was going to ask you.
Yeah. So
How many times have you guys seen the other Deadpool movies?
I've only seen Deadpool 2 once.
Me too.
I think I've seen Deadpool 2 twice. I think I've seen it twice. I think I've seen it maybe in pieces twice.
Right.
Yeah. It's just they're not movies you're like, oh, it's like my favorite movie I've ever seen. Let me go back and watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
We've seen more Bully Maguire Deadpool than.
Yeah.
So we'll transfer over because tis the season. Comic-Con's in town. I did see quite a bit of Wolverines. There was a good Sephiroth. The lady dressed as Sephiroth out there.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I was
That's
tripped
awesome.
out. I was tripped out. I wanted to compliment her, but I didn't know if she was going to chop me off.
You know what's so weird about? So I don't really. I've been to Comic-Con a million times.
Yeah.
So I don't really care that it's in town. But then I hate seeing people having fun at Comic-Con on my feed.
Because you wish you were there?
It's weird because it's like I wish I'm there in the moment, but then I'm thinking about like, why wouldn't go? I could be there right now if I wanted to. Just go.
You're getting a little bit of fear of missing out.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but then it's like, do you really want to get up and deal with those crowds? No, you don't. You don't want to deal with it.
It's kind of like when your friend invites you over to a kickback or a hangout in a gathering, but then you find out your ex-girlfriend's there, so you want to go because your friends are there, but you don't want to see that.
And
lady.
then when you actually do go, you're like, I should just fucking stay at home. I should just stay at home.
It reminds me of a theme park. You're
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
I want to go to a theme park, ride all these rides, and the next thing you know, you're in line in fucking 90-degree weather in Anaheim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an hour, you know?
Yeah, my buddy Mario was gracious enough to take me last year.
Yeah, you told me.
And within, I would say 30 minutes, I was ready to go. But he had never been. So I was really tight-lipped. I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, this is his first Comic-Con. Let him let him walk around and see.
Let him explore.
If he wants to go around too, go around again. Let him do his thing. He's never been. I understand how crazy it is at first if you've never been.
Right.
But like he doesn't like I people like wanting to say like you don't understand how it was so fire like in 08, 09.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
there was everything in
It's
there
a shell of
and
itself.
everything didn't get leaked online. Like you didn't see everything online before you went there. Like some stuff was like exclusive to Comic-Con. Like you would only like I remember there'd be a certain game you'd hear about, but you could only play it at Comic-Con. Like I don't know, it's just not the same anymore.
I remember having to dig in the deep internet to find that Avengers trailer that they previewed at Comic-Con before,
that.
and I it was like an awful video of like pixelated like thing, like you see like a lady's shoulder and shit, but it was like. I was like, oh, they're finally fucking bringing them all together, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
To put it in perspective for you guys, I've been going to Comic-Con when they were promoting the first Twilight. That's how many times I've been to Comic-Con. So, like, to me, it's like, you know, it's not really.
So, give me some context. What was what was like the video game scene there at Comic-Con?
It was amazing, bro. Like
No. I mean, when you went with Mario.
Nothing. Non-existent.
There's no video
games that are already out. It was like games that are already out. Like there were
So they have video games, but it's games that have been out?
Street Fighter 6, Smash Bros. I'm like Diablo. I'm like these games are already out. I've already played these games. Where are the games that I'm waiting to play? Like I'm like, oh wow, they got this game here. I'm gonna stand in line for this. Nothing. They don't hand out as much free shit as like they used to. I used to come home with I don't know if you remember. I would have a whole sack full of free shit. They barely give you anything now, like anything. There's not as many celebrities, like at least the times I've been, there's not as many celebrities on the floor. I would run into like random UFC fighters, Phil DeFranco, Seth Green, what's his name? Breaking Bad dude. What's his name?
Which one? Jesse Pinkman?
No, Walt.
Oh, you
Brian
ran
Cranston.
You ran into Brian Cranston?
Brian Cranston. The whole crew was right there. I didn't like meet them, but they were.
But you saw them.
They're at the booth right there. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, dude, they're fucking
They're
right
right there.
Yeah. The whole cast of Game of Thrones right there in front of me. Like, yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
So are you gonna go?
No.
Okay. Are
Dude,
you gonna
just
walk
the traffic
around?
and parking is enough.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare to get in and out of there. No.
Oh, well, today's gonna be the day. Today's the day where all hell unleashes. Quickly. So there's as I was walking through, one of the ladies there is trying to get me to donate to something, right? And so I never heard this term, but have you heard the term canvassing?
No.
That's what they are doing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, and so met a lovely lady named Andrea. She was trying to help me save the starfish. And I was like, I straight up lied to her. I said, I already donate. I donate to another charity. She's like, oh, what donate? Which organization do you donate to? I was like, the Boys and Girls Club. She's like, oh, really? What's that? She's from Mexico, so she's not familiar. And I said, oh, it's like a 6 to 6 after school program where, it's a lot of mentorship for little kids. No diddling or anything, no diddy. And so so that's what I donate to. So sorry, I can't save the starfish because I'm trying to save our future generations. Yeah. And so I bring this to your attention because I deliberately told her, you're not getting a dime from me.
Right.
But if you want to talk, I'm having fun talking to you.
Yeah.
I found it to be kind of refreshing just to, you want something from me, but you're not going to get it.
Just be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I told her, hey, I'm already donating to this. Yeah. I'm not. Surprisingly, she ended up talking to me still. So I'm curious because that's been my approach. Marquise has seen it a lot of times too, where I just go up and start going on my tangent, start asking a lot of questions. How do you gentlemen deal with the canvassing of requests?
I got a good one. So usually it's like, no, thank you, and you just walk away and act like it's nothing,
Yes.
But if they're really pushy, I have a line. I go, do you need my time, my signature, or my money? Because I'm not really willing to give out any of those. And it's the truth, because like a lot of times they need a signature for a petition. If you're a voter, I need to read the full bill to like say if I'm behind something, because like there's a lot, the way bills and stuff are written, they always have funky language. Money. I had a teacher in college tell me like, you guys don't have enough money. Any of you have enough money to be going out and drinking, and B, you guys don't have enough money to really be given to homeless people because you should be saving more. Yeah, and like that's kind of the truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my time's super valuable. I don't have time to really go back and forth about this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not your audience. So
I gotcha.
I don't donate to shit because I don't know where the money is going.
Yeah.
So, do you want to donate $5 to starving children in Africa? Nope.
Because you don't know if it goes to them.
Yep. Man, I don't know how much. Maybe they're saying, the money, like maybe like 90 cents goes to them, and then $4 goes to the foundation. Fuck off.
I forgot what app or what restaurant it was where you would tip them, and the tips wouldn't go to the drivers. They'd just go to the company for profit.
Was that DoorDash?
I think it was DoorDash. Yeah. But
I see.
But it's like, dude, you don't know where that money's going. Panda Express. Would you like to donate your change to yada yada? No.
Nope. Give me my 3 cents. Thank you. Yeah. So a lot of times they come up to me and they want me to. Oh, sir. I just keep walking.
You know what I do with the petition folks? They always ask me on Retrovoto, and I happily say I am not.
I dropped the I'm not a citizen.
I don't even respond to them because it just gives them their entry to talk to you more. So I just usually walk right past them.
I find it entertaining. I find an opportunity to fuck with them.
See, no. I need to get back.
But I'm honest about it though. I'm not doing it to be facetious. I'm just saying, well, you're willing to talk to me. I'll give you a few minutes of my time. Yeah. And it was kind of enlightening. Smart girl, young girl though. So. Where you guys want to
go? We could it's either Mr. Beast or Sonya Matthew, unless you got something else.
So in politics, maybe one of the biggest shocking moments of this season, Joe Biden actually dropped out of the race a week after the Trump assassination attempt.
It's over.
And he has endorsed Kamala Harris as his as the person to replace her, and it's actually thrown quite a wrench in this election, and she's growing support, and I think it's really interesting that they've changed it this late into the election season.
I couldn't believe I believed it. I believed it when McKee sent that screenshot. I said, wow.
Yeah, Marquise is the breaking news Politico guy now.
Twitter, man.
It went down, man.
Yeah.
It went down.
Now, how come people don't get to choose their who runs against Trump?
I think that's the horse shit about it. is the Democrats chose not to have a real primary.
Right.
And they ran the incumbent, which is actually, that's what happened when Trump was president, and then he ran again as the incumbent. But it's kind of like,
Do you think do you think this was their plan all along?
it could have been. It very well could have been. Because it's fucked with Trump in the way that, like, they have been running on, he's too old, he's too senile, he's not with it. And then the Democrats are like, all right, our polls are saying that we're going to adjust to what the people want. And they throw in a fresh, young candidate. So I think it's changed I don't think it's going to be a landslide. It's going to be like a 49-50% vote. Like it's going to be
another. So Trump's going to be like, they still in the vote.
That's exactly his plan. That's exactly his fucking plan.
So you don't think it's as strong? You don't think it's what am I trying to say? Like you don't think it's over and Trump got it?
No.
Not after being almost assassinated.
No.
And all that shit.
Dude, you know what happens when you're an asshole? People don't care if you die.
I think
like no one gives a shit that he almost got killed.
What
he's been asking for smoke for years.
The thing that I think that's hurting Trump the most is that shit with the cops not being able to be prosecuted if it's like what is it like a
qualified immunity?
Yeah, that bullshit is really, people really don't like that shit at all. I think that's like the one. That's like the only negative, really. If I'm being honest, from what I don't really keep up with politics. I just go off what I see on my feed. I don't go looking for it. But that's like the main negative thing I've seen about Trump, and I agree. I don't like that. It just sounds nasty. Like, because what does that mean?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
He also wants complete immunity for himself. So, like, let's say he sells our secrets to the Iranians. Or sells our secrets to the Russians, which many people have valid reasons of believing that's happened in the past. He can't be prosecuted for espionage because he's the president, and that's what he thought was the best way to go through a situation. You know, is going outside of the law.
Fuck.
So, like, him having complete control of him appointing most of the Supreme Court now, not most, but a solid portion, has given him quite a bit of power on the back end. So, like, let's say, like, he were to contest the election and it were to go to the Supreme Court, they might fucking vote his way. So, Bush-Gore was contested because of the ballots in Florida. It got all the Gore fought it for 30 days, ended up going to Supreme Court. Fucking George Bush became the president because the Supreme Court voted 5-4.
Wow.
And
what? Wow.
And you know what I mean? And like history's completely rewritten, you know, because of his presidency is a pretty pivotal one in modern history, you know?
Yeah.
But let's get back to that qualified immunity thing you were talking about, because that brings up one of your topics. You know, police having too much power in this country. And there's a really sad story that came out of, which state was it?
I'm not sure where it was. I just know it was. I'm not even gonna try to guess where it was.
The boiling water one.
Yeah. You saw the video?
Yeah, I did. That was,
sadly, yes.
that was.
What was the lady's name?
Sonia Massey.
Sonia Massey.
I can't believe people are trying to justify this that shooting. It's not a lot of people, but there are people trying to justify saying, well, she was gonna throw the water. Even if she threw the water. Hot water versus a bullet. What are we talking about? Hot water versus a bullet, right? You see so much, like, especially with the internet, you see so much shit, and it's hard for me to get, like, stunned. Yeah. But this video, literally, my mouth was like just wide open. I was stunned at what I just saw. I couldn't. My brain couldn't figure out. I was like, why did you? I was just like, why did you do that? I don't understand.
He was quick with it too.
It made no sense.
I'll fucking shoot you in the face if you pour that water on me.
What are you talking about?
And then he draws his gun, points it at her, and fucking she's literally says like,
"Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry," and he blasts her in the face. It's crazy, man.
And just imagine if the other cop's camera wasn't on. They probably would have got away with it.
Because then
And
they can create whatever she
whatever
like. She was.
narrative. Yeah. Oh, she came at me with dude. It's
She
just,
said, "I'll throw this boiling water on you, you fucking pig." You know what I mean?
God.
Like,
She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and he just fucking went satanic. It was so weird.
Yeah.
It was such a weird video. They were all calm and nice, and I don't know why she said that in the first place. That's the other weird part. I don't know why she said that. With the
she's a deeply Christian woman. That's like that's deeply Christian language. Yeah.
it just seems such
Could be some potential mental illness. Why are you boiling water while the cops are there?
maybe she was making noodles or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but why? Oh,
So
Yeah,
what
that's
happened
true.
is she suspected someone was trying to break into her house.
Yeah.
She
that's right.
She calls the cops to come in, and I'm guessing I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, say that she was boiling the water for tea.
sure.
There you go.
The cops come in, they're asking her some questions, and then like the cops like get really like aggressive towards her. They'll be like, "Well, where's your
ID?
Where's your ID?"
Right.
And then like accusational towards her because she called them to investigate someone breaking into her home.
Yeah.
And she goes in, and I think she goes in to turn the boiling water off.
Yeah, I think he tells her to turn it off.
Yeah, turn off. She goes to turn off, and she picks it up, I think, to maybe put it in the sink.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You put that shit down," and he immediately turns like.
Well, she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and then he fucking was like, "You better fucking not." I'll shoot.
And you know what pisses me off is it's just like George Floyd, where you'll have these right wing people being like, "Well, fucking George Floyd died from fentanyl." To this day,
Yes.
they'll be like, "Yeah," and it's like, no, this dude got knelt on for 10 minutes.
You saw the
You
video.
you saw him get
You
saw him get fucking murdered.
And that's
you know?
what I don't like about people on the right and people on the left. You can give them the most damning evidence, and they still won't admit it because it goes against what it's such. I fucking hate what politics, and even it's fucked up to say. Even with sometimes what religion turns people into, they can't be logical and reasonable because it goes against whatever they believe in or whatever they're
their belief
into.
system.
Right.
And I fucking hate that. Like, you can't, like, I don't know, man. The shooting was nasty. I hope that guy goes under the jail.
Yeah, they charged him, right?
Yeah. Apparently that was like his third police station. He had been fired from like 3 other precincts or something like that.
One thing I noticed is he has fucking Nazi tattoos. Not like SS stuff, but he has like the skulls and like certain symbols that are associated with white nationalists. One thing I noticed is it's the one who didn't shoot, partner's camera that's on, and his camera records, and he has a Nordic fucking like calendar on his arm, which is also a white supremacist symbol. Yes, some people get it for their culture, but other people absolutely get them tattooed as white supremacist symbols, And I think that, like you were talking about, qualified immunity should be taken up. And they're like, well, how do you expect cops to do their jobs? And it's like, their job is to de-escalate and enforce the law. Their job is not to be judge, jury, and executioner, because anyone who's read the Constitution knows you have the right to a fair trial. A fair trial. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't see bullets being involved in fair trial.
exact. Yeah. Fucking bars right there, dude. Yeah.
You guys okay with me asking about Robert Kennedy?
What about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know he's coming to town?
I did not know he's coming to town.
Yeah,
No.
he's gonna be in town tomorrow.
That's interesting.
It
Yeah.
is. What do you think about him? You think I don't think he's gonna win, but you think he's got some chance here?
I think that he will be taking some of the he could get one of the bigger third party votes ever, which I think is a good thing. There should be a third party, and I like him, but I don't like all the vaccine denial stuff, because like he'll talk about like these old like statistics and old findings and old reports that have been like super debunked and had other more current reports come out. And like, like it's stuff that's been proven wrong, but he'll just beat this fucking drum.
Oh shit!
because like some people like the issue is like a lot of our country is fucking uneducated.
Oh, okay.
So like they go by what they listen to. They go by their feed, and like they'll believe the first person that told them.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I'll see something and I don't necessarily believe it. I'll ask a question. Hey, I saw this. Is that real? That true? No. What? No, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure either. That's kind of what I'm asking because he's supposed to be in town tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. He'll have some Secret Service with him this time.
He should. He should.
Yeah. So
I saw a thing on Shane Gillis was talking about his dad, and he's like, my fucking dad believes that Kamala Harris can't run because she was born in Jamaica. I was like, Dad, she's from Oakland. And he's like, where did you hear that from? He's like, well, the bus driver fucking told me that. And it's like, dude, like, that's a good microcosm of how a lot of people get their information. They hear it from one person.
Well, my mom kind of does. She's kind of relaxed because I kind of went in on her pretty bad about the shit. I'm like, you gotta. I told her, I was like, you gotta take a break from Facebook because the shit you start spewing because you're reading these fucking Facebook posts, like it's really just like kind of rotten. Like it's like just like eating away at your brain. Like you're not thinking clearly because you're thinking of Facebook posts. Like you gotta.
yeah.
Stop. Like I don't know. Anyways. I came in here this week. I even wrote it down as a topic to finally say I like Mr. Beast videos. And what the fuck happened?
What timing?
What great timing. I watched 3 Mr. Beast videos back to back. I was like, you know what? It's time to say I like Mr. Beast videos.
Wow.
And then this shit happened.
Before we get into that topic, who won that like influencer Hunger Games or
Some random chick I've never heard of.
because I've only seen clips of that on TikTok.
Yeah, so,
it looks pretty flame. to be honest.
Logan Paul got really far and he eliminated himself. Yeah, he was like trying to recreate something and he ran out and they were like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh my god."
Oh, I'm so sick of this.
Yeah.
I hate. This is why I hate. I can't stand these influencers. I can't stand them. They're like, what was I doing? They go, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And he likes to play stupid. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I watched that one. I watched the one where the guy was stuck in the grocery store for as long he gets $10,000 a day as long as he stays in there. And then I watched this guy's getting like he was doing like as long as he can complete the challenge where he doesn't get scared, he'll give him $800,000. And right at the end, the guy still fell. I felt so bad for him. He got all the way to the end, just like in the last one, he failed again. I was like, dude, give him some of the money. Come on.
Did he give him something?
No,
He didn't give him anything.
he gave him a chance. He said, "Listen,
Oh, wow.
you don't have to do this. I'll give you $300,000 right now if you just take the money." He's like, "Nah, fuck that," and he lost again. He should have just taken
Take
300K.
it $300K.
And
God.
it's 300 versus 800. I can see why, but
Yeah.
the challenge he wanted you to do is the same one he lost last time. So it's like, dude, you should.
But you see, that's how they get you.
I
They
know.
get you because he's like, oh my God, he's going for it. Is he
Yeah.
going to do it? And sometimes
it's
you
good.
win.
It's good entertainment.
It's good entertainment.
Because it keeps.
So that's what's winning you over. That's what's won you over. All these, it's just a fucking amplified
It's
fucking
just-
game show.
Yeah, it's like watching Fear Factor, but on YouTube.
On
It's
YouTube.
kind of what it comes up to.
Without the elk penis.
But what happened with Mr. Beast that has you second guessing?
Yeah, what happened? What's going on?
He has
Oh,
he has like I don't know if he's like a co-host or what you would call him. Ava Tyson, I think is what she goes by.
mm-hmm.
And she
She's
has
a trans creator for anyone who doesn't know.
correct. Yeah.
We're just stating facts here.
And she, the reason I'm going slow is because I want to say it correctly because there's a bunch of people on the internet that get mad when you
Allegedly.
misgender or whatever. Anyways, this person was talking to like a 13-year-old online and having a bunch of really inappropriate jokes with a 13-year-old. Was anything like? I don't think she ever tried to meet up with the person, but it was like, oh, it'd be like, oh, I sent you nudes, blah 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 blah, like just like these weird jokes that you shouldn't be doing with a 13-year-old. And PSA to anybody, if you are an adult, you should not be talking to children that are not your relative, like a cousin, brother, or sister. If they're 13 or 14, what are you talking to a 13 or 14-year-old for? There's literally no reason to be talking to a 13 or 14-year-old. You should be avoiding that shit like the plague. It's really not hard. And that's why I feel I have no mercy. But anyways, there's a bunch. Also the person was buying content from this person that does like child porn art or whatever.
Oh, God.
You can see it in one of the Mr. Beast videos. It's like hanging on the corner. He's like interacting with the guy on Twitter because apparently the guy that does the art, he did like he did a image. He drew an image of Keemstar's daughter like sucking off Donald Trump.
Oh,
Weird shit.
my God.
Then he had another. He drew another picture of the chick that played X-23.
Yeah.
When she was a kid, had her getting like
Good God.
raped. Someone said raped by like one of the enemies in the movie or something. It's weird shit. And the Ava chick was like a full on supporter, buying stuff from him, buying content from him. Apparently, she was like really into lolly hentai. And people who don't know what lolly is and good for you if you don't. You're not a sick fuck. Lolly is
Keith just disclosed he's a sick fuck.
well, I just I know what hentai is, and I've seen it like on the page. So lolly, what it
Dip
is?
the toe.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where you know when you are like on a porn site, you click and you go, oh no. That,
Yeah.
I'm not that. I'm not that.
Yeah.
So what lolly,
I'm not there.
What lolly is they have these girls that are they're like modeled after like I'd say like 9 or 10-year-olds, but really they're like elves that have been alive for 600 years and they're trapped in like a little girl, like it's like something like that. So they're not really. It's like a I don't know what the word is. Like it's like a way to get over the child porn thing. So it's like you see these adult male cartoons fucking these little girls, but they're not little girls because they're like 600-year-olds. It's fucking.
They found a roundabout way to be a perv.
And apparently the Ava Tyson chick is really into that stuff. So it's like a bunch of shit. So
man, where does it stop? Where does it stop?
I don't. What's the appeal of a? I don't get it. We don't need to get into that.
Do you see? Never mind. No, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
Okay.
Because we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
So she was released from Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast fired her.
Right.
Mr. Beast fired her. He has rebuked her.
Yes.
He has definitely said that she is no longer welcome. He had no clue, and he's using a third party to investigate.
Correct. He hired a third party to do an investigation, but he said he's seen enough online to get rid of her. She has nothing to do with Mr. Beast.
I'm sure he's erasing videos.
I'm sure he is.
If you have that kind of money, you need to clean your stuff out.
Now this is what the question I wanted to ask you and what I've been seeing on Twitter.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting upset because they're calling Ava by her old name Chris and saying he, and people on Twitter are going like, you are misgendering this person. It's like, is this the time to be defending somebody who's like into like weird pedo shit? Is this the time? Because I feel like this is not the time for that. I get what you're doing, but is this the time for it?
I wouldn't characterize it that they're defending. I would say that they're correcting.
But is even correcting, defending? Is this the time for that? Who gives a shit? The guy's fucking a weirdo, talking to kids, buying fucking child porn and shit. Is this the time for that? Do we really care about your fucking what is the fucking word I'm trying to think here? Political correctness right now. Like, is this the time for that? Because the person you're doing it for is a sick fuck.
Sure.
Who cares?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now, I know that's how I feel. Joaquin's more politically correct than me. So I want to ask you, is this the time to do that? Like,
I think the people that may be misgendering them might be doing it for other motivations, like wanting the outrage and wanting to open up, like,
to have you what you're doing right now. Saying, wait, is this the time?
It's pissing me. I just feel why are we talking about that when this person is like being fucking weird?
I don't think that misgendering somebody is violence, and that a lot of people do think that it is quote unquote violence.
Right.
I don't. I think that it's it's rude for sure.
I think if you do it on purpose, it's rude.
fucking
You're
super
doing it
rude.
to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't do that.
I think it's in poor taste. You know what I mean? But I do see what you're saying. Like, I don't think it's the time for that discussion.
Right.
Like, is that really the semantics that we're going through? Is that the crux of this conversation?
Right.
No. Yeah.
the Ryan Gosling one I sent you, that picture, fucking hilarious to me. He was like, oh, that Chris Tyson, he was touching a bunch of kids. He's like, she. He's like, right, thanks. She was touching a bunch of kids. That picture, I don't know. That picture's really funny.
Yeah.
Really, really. It's like, yeah, okay, she, yes, okay, yes. But yeah, that's,
So I forgot to show this on when we were talking about Kamala. But this is like the right. I think it's funny that the Speaker of the House has released a specific, hey guys, let's not talk about her sex or race to all of the political people. And now like all the people who thought they had the win in the bag, they were about to wild out the next few months. And now they're not realizing that shit like this is going to for sure make a big difference in the election. Because like popular conservative podcaster Steven Crowder,
got the 2 chains on, right?
yeah. Like that's his YouTube thumbnail. I saw this today and I was like, you are got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
Jesus.
Wait, is that Crowder?
That's Crowder on the left.
No,
yeah.
no, on the right.
On the right, that's supposed to be Kamala Harris.
That's Kamala.
But who is it?
What do you mean?
He's saying that Kamala is cosplaying as a black candidate.
Oh, I see.
Because he can't understand that she is black and also Indian.
Oh,
You know. So.
okay.
Oh, I can see.
Okay.
But this fucking racist dude. You gotta do better.
Yeah,
man.
you
gotta
do.
better.
Yeah.
You gotta do better. I get you trying to call out her blackness. People are saying like,
Is he the guy to call out her blackness
he's
though?
not.
So
No.
it's
No.
like, you know what I mean?
I've seen a couple black people on Twitter say like, if Drake is not like us, how is Kamala like us? I was like, that's kind of true. You make a good point. You make a good point.
But like, I think that a lot of, I think if this was the Democrats' game plan, it's quite a bit of a right hook.
Let me ask you. Wasn't there a thing about her locking up a bunch of black people for like marijuana and shit? Ain't that her?
I saw that the statistics on that have been skewed, and you know what the crazy part is? I don't think it made me realize how big of a reach Joe Rogan has. Because I saw that on Joe Rogan that they threw out some like stats about like, oh, she's locked up a ton of Hispanic and black guys.
That's what I heard, and I couldn't remember where I heard it from.
3 strike laws, and it's
yeah.
It's definitely partially true, but the statistics of how like crazy it is are not. Like I saw that like the exact stats are like it's like under like under 100 people that have been prosecuted for marijuana by her like under 3 strikes law.
Okay.
But my biggest problem with her is I feel like she is going to have the same policy as Biden with Israel. And she didn't
they just call it ceasefire or something?
I didn't see that. No.
What did I see? Maybe I saw something different.
Because Netanyahu was
Ignore me.
Netanyahu was just in the U.S. begging for money. I said what I said. So we're going to stay on politics, but let's go a little lighter.
Light. Okay, I like light.
So J.D. Vance, the pick for vice president for Trump, a little something from his past has come back to haunt him.
Oh.
In the first draft of the first copy of his book, he has a book called The Hillbilly Effigy, which talks about him coming from Appalachia and how like dumb hillbillies are going to be the cancer that destroys this country. And this is an excerpt from his book. Years later, I looked at my wedding party of the 6 groommen and realized that every one of them had, like me, fucked a couch. All of us had found ourselves beheld by the eroticism of 2 cushions side by side that with that hush inviting valley between them. We all knew how to respect one too, with a rubber glove and lubricant had on one hand.
You're not fucking couch.
All of us were lonely at some point, pushed away by the women in our lives.
Lonely.
It was an outlet for an unspoken secret, wants you to want to couch is it so basically he has had to look at dude, look at AP had to put out no, JD Vance did not fuck a couch. And
no, I did not have sexual relations with that couch.
So they were talking about how like the strategy might have been like there was an old Republican politician that called or an old Democrat politician that said that his opponent was a pig fucker. And he just wanted
go to the one with the heart. keep going, Joaquin.
And then they want him to have to say no, I didn't fuck a couch, because like a clip of him saying no, I didn't fuck a couch would go nuts. It would go nuts.
Like what? He fucked the couch?
But like I did some fact checking last night, and that is they took it out of the second edition of that book because they were like, yeah, that doesn't really play well with your political aspirations, big dog. So
okay, well.
That picture is crazy.
I talked to this one. I talked with Joaquin about this, and I need his input because he knows all about this stuff. And I saw him talk, and he was to the Mountain Dew shit. I'm just like this guy. He's a certified goober. Now here's what I want to know: is it too late for him to be replaced?
No, it is too late.
Damn.
Do they have him locked in?
Damn.
Because they had their convention and they sealed him in on the ballot. So when the thing that
so he can't switch him.
I don't think so.
So the only way is if someone gets another rifle. Then is what you're saying.
Yeah. So basically, what the conventions are for, or to like, what the Democratic convention is going to be a good point in this. What they're going to do is they'll have Kamala and a couple other people talk. And then they'll vote after that for who's going to be the representative for the Democratic Party and seal it on the ballot.
Oh, I see. Well,
but yeah, he was like, yeah, I had a Diet Mountain Dew the other day, and liberals are going to say that's racist, and it's like, what the fuck do you mean by that, dude?
Yeah, it's rough around here, man.
Yeah,
it's looking a little rough. All right. Well,
thanks
for that.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman both want to star in a movie with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. No, I don't want that. No.
I don't want to see a sequel to the movie we saw this week.
I would like to see them in a bigger team, and you just see a little less of them. I'd like to see them in like an Avengers or something like that, or an X-Men or something. I'd be okay with that.
An X-Men would be cool.
But how do you do that with Ryan Reynolds and he cusses so much? I just don't see how you do it.
I mean, they did it here.
Well, this was a rated R movie. They're not going to make X-Men rated R. They're not going to do that.
Why you say that?
Because it cuts out too much profit. Yeah. I don't think.
Do
you think they'll make a rated R Spider-Man?
No. Cuts out too much profit. Why would you cut out the kids? No.
That is a big one.
No.
One thing I've noticed about Spider-Man is extremely popular with kids 10 and under right now. If you see like a kid walking around with like superhero stuff, I will guarantee most likely it's Spider-Man.
I used to think Batman was the most popular superhero of all time. I'm pretty sure it's Spider-Man.
I agree.
1,000% think it's Spider-Man.
It would be hard to argue against that.
It's hard to argue. I even think he's more popular than Superman.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't even.
He's the most popular superhero.
I don't think Superman's popular at all. I don't know who likes that bum ass nigga, bro.
I don't know.
Our generation was big on Superman.
I hated him.
The only times I see is on people's arm tattoos or on the back of their trucks.
So gay.
Oh, interesting. I would really like to see Deadpool and Spider-Man because I didn't know this. I don't know. You read some of the comics, right? Deadpool is immensely infatuated with Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
That's who's doing this.
So I got
no spoilers on this podcast.
No spoilers. I got one more and we'll be good.
Yeah.
So drug kingpin El Mayo has been arrested.
Man. What relation is he to Joaquin?
So he was supposedly the number 2 to Joaquin, El Chapo Guzman, but they were saying that
Joaquin Vasquez.
We're all related, dude. But like, so apparently a lot of people are now saying that he was always the head of the organization and El Chapo was like the face. But the way they arrested him, dude, is they had like people implanted in his team, and they're like, "Yeah, we're flying you to a meeting in City X in Mexico," and they flew his ass to like El Paso, and he was met by CIA agents, and he had to put his hands up and he was.
This is El Chapo's son.
El Chapo's son was also arrested in the same pickup. That picture on the left of him with the mustache, that is the only known image of this dude for like 10 years.
Whoa.
He's been a fucking ghost, dude.
Oh, he's more underground than fucking El Chapo.
Yeah. Actually scary.
Yeah.
And what always trips me out is whenever one of these guys gets caught, war breaks out in Mexico, and that's bound to spill over into our country in some shape or fashion. But they were saying that he is the king of fentanyl. Like he's the number one fentanyl distributor in the world. He gets it from, and he has a like. This guy's so big that he has a deal with the Chinese government to where he gets the fentanyl from. It's nuts, dude.
Is the war on drugs pointless? You're never going to really get rid of drugs, right?
Yes. It's pointless.
It's pointless, right?
It's pointless. People will always be looking for a high, man. People will always be looking for an escape.
Right.
And like
as long as there's a demand for it, somebody's going to try to get it to you.
yeah, I actually have a very Republican take on it. I think it's your personal responsibility, man.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I think that's your personal responsibility. It's up to you to either deal with.
Now, do you agree with the not locking people up with like drugs on them and shit, or do you think they should still get locked up for it? Because I'm kind of like I'm mixed. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know if people should go away for such a long time just because they have like a baggie of meth or coke in their pocket or whatever. But at the same time, what if these people need, like, it's like a cry for help, and you locking them up for 3 years, maybe that gets them sober. But it also can fuck them up worse. It can make their life even worse. I don't know.
The issue, too, is people can get drugs in jail.
They can get drugs in jail.
Yeah. So I think a good maybe comparison would be, I saw that gambling was legalized. And since gambling has been legalized, something like home foreclosures and bankruptcies have been going up.
I don't understand.
There's like a direct correlation.
Right. I don't understand gambling addiction, but I think it's just as bad or even worse. Not gonna say worse. It's just as bad as like fucking coke addiction, meth addiction, because these people they'll bet.
You don't have control.
I don't get it. How are you not thinking about the next 2 weeks or the next week? Like, you can't bet $500 on black because you don't know if you're gonna win. I don't understand that. You don't know when Nate was at my house betting on the UFC fight. It was stressing me out because I didn't want him to lose money. I was like, Nate, how do you watch this fight and have fun? Because you're stressing if this guy's gonna get a takedown or not. That's how I don't understand it. I'm glad I don't understand it, and I'm glad I'm not into it. Because I just can't imagine just losing money like that. I can't picture it.
I think they might be just too blinded by the possibility of them winning. They're like, I'm not worried about the $1,000 I'm about to lose. I'm more worried about the $3,000 I'm going to win.
But then they're just going to keep betting that. There's no... Anyways.
Yeah, forever-ending circle, sir.
Yeah.
I've gambled and won a bunch of money. It's a rush.
I never got into it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've gambled, but I wasn't like...
I remember I came in with $20. I put it down. I won another 20. I was like, I'm done. I got $40.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm done.
Big time winner.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. But then I've seen Darrell win like... He won he had so much money. He went and bought a TV and all type. Like, bro, I just can't do it.
There was one time I sat on a craps table, and I came back. I played like $20, came back with $1,000.
Wow.
And like it was just from playing and just I caught the right guy.
Wow.
And just kept paying out, and like it ended up paying for my trip to Vegas. And like, see, I'm gonna keep going back to Vegas and losing because of that one trip, because it was like, oh, I could do it again.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
That was a good episode.
Not as stressful as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not going to let these pedophiles kill us.
Yeah. Dude, that homegirl needs to chill.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll have any like charges put against her?
It depends what evidence they find, right?
I don't think so. I don't know if there's anything damning enough, but maybe if they find some more. I don't know.
Depends.
It does. I think definitely she deserves investigation. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a show, folks. You know we're going to catch you guys next week. See ya.
It's over.